Hey everyone, welcome back to Newtype Cycling. We've got another race analysis for you today. We have Donaldson Road Race. This is a part of the Hincapie Spring Series. Today's recording is day 2 of the 2023 season. First off, let's jump to some stats. All right, today I've got a teammate, Bryce. His FTP is 255, coming in at 3.9 watts per kg, weighing 200. Race age is 30. Today, I'm rocking an FTP of 283, 3.9 watts per kg, weight 160, race age 33. Let's bring up the race stats for the second day. 2 hours, 17 minutes, just over 57 miles, 25 mile an hour average, 225 watts normalized. One thing cool about today, it was a lot slower and a lot easier than the first day. If you look, we averaged about 1 mile an hour faster. I put out a lot more power with 250 watts normalized. Today was a lot easier. If you guys look up at the track map, you can see we're rolling up to the start-finish line. We're going to follow along today with we're going to just follow in for the entire last lap. And I'll jump in and out of commentary and kind of talk to you guys about different parts of the course, what was fun, what was hard, just some different experiences and stuff I had. But again, look back at the track map. The wind today was a lot tougher than yesterday. Yesterday was almost non-existent, which from what I understand and hear from some other riders was normally not the case. So it was a really good time. Right now we're coming through the start-finish line, single file, strung out. Why is that? Well, since lap 2, we've had 2 riders off the front the entire time. They currently have about a minute on us, and we're coming into the super fun right hand into what I like to call like a little dragon back section of the course. I'll just kind of sit back and let you guys watch this. This section, of course, is so fun. It's always super fast, and with the tailwind today, made it a lot faster than what I've understood in previous races. Got to make him move around. This guy, he's not feeling too hot. He's slowing down a little bit. Want to get on my teammate Bryce's wheel right here, so I don't lose the draft because it's just so fast through this section. And right after this, we have a hill coming up, so I don't want to be cooked and get popped for some reason. And yeah, I love this part of the course. I've never done a road race before, and guys, this course is awesome. It's got some fast sections, 2 small hills. The road overall is really good road, and I was super pleased. I wasn't really sure what to expect. Today we're racing in the Pro 1-2-3 field. Me and Bryce are both Cat 3s. And our goal for the weekend was really just to learn and get experience with kind of a road race scenario. We've raced a lot of crit, so we're comfortable there. But as far as like Pro 1-2 field, dealing with that power and that level of like bigger teams, especially like multiple riders. Lee McRae rider right here, Lee's McRae in the green and yellow. I think they had like 5 or 6 guys in the race both days, so their presence was big. It was another team, Skyline. I believe they're a amateur domestic team or a pro domestic team. Tell me if I'm botching that. Let me know in the comments. And some other teams sprinkled out throughout that had, roughly 3 to 4 riders each. So it was pretty fun to see a cool team presence at this ride. I really enjoyed it. Definitely will be back for the 3rd round of Hincapie, which does Donaldson and Fort Shoals, which from what I understand, the Fort Shoals course is more of a climber oriented course, a lot more elevation gain than this one. We're approaching the first punchy little hill. It's super short, but remember, with 2 riders off the front about a minute and we're on the last lap, this was guys up front are wanting to bring that back. They don't want the race to go all the way and lose that possibility to win. So this is probably the hardest uphill of the day, and you can tell like everyone's jockeying for position. I'm closer towards the back. I've literally been surfing wheels all day. Since there wasn't a large breakaway, I didn't really feel like I needed to kind of be on the front and doing a lot of work and contributing when there was just way more organized teams, larger teams that could handle the workload. But that's it. That's that little hill. It's no more than 10 or 15 seconds, and then you're out, and it starts to flatten out. Coming into the last lap right here on this back, what I consider like starting the back side of the course, I told Bryce, I was like, I really wanted to be on the left side because we were getting a crosswind on this section of the course, and I knew if we were going to have any chance of being in contention for the field sprint, we were probably going to have to use a lot of watts and a lot of energy coming into the final straightaway for the start finish. So I really just wanted to stay left right here, stay as sheltered as I could from the crosswind, and get my heart rate down as low as I could and recover, drink some water, eat some food. On the first day, we had a field about 75 to 80 riders on the first day, and there was a breakaway of, I believe it was around 10 to 12 riders around lap 3. They established a breakaway, and they ended up staying away the entire race. And in between that, there was a bunch of little 2-3 group breakaways in there, and me and Bryce and another teammate, Jake, who's not riding with us today, we worked with some other riders in the main peloton to kind of like try and chip away at the lead breakaway. Unfortunately, we didn't have any luck, and that's kind of why I had so much more effort from yesterday coming into today's race. It was a huge difference. The wind definitely played a factor in like trying to race smarter and be in the appropriate position. But overall, it was a way easier day, which is nice. I mean, being 2 days on, doing right at 60 miles each day, you feel a little cooked. You can tell right here, we're coming over this like section of rollers where it's a little downhill, a little uphill, and we can actually see the lead SAG vehicle up front. I believe it's like a county sheriff, and he's running his lights. So anytime we see those blue lights, we know the leaders are just ahead, and we're actually putting in some good time in here to kind of chip away at their lead. And I want to say at this point now, they're probably only like under 40 seconds ahead of us, and so that's why you kind of see a lot of surging in the watts for me, is because guys up front they're rotating, or there's just a lot of people that are like getting real eager, putting in small efforts, and the whole group is like doing that rubber band effect. And me being closer to the back, as a result, I'm having to put coast and then put out a large amount of watts. But my heart rate's still good, cadence is still good, we're rolling pretty fast. I am leaving, like, I don't have anybody directly in front of me to cover the draft, but again, I'm trying to stay sheltered from that crosswind is my main goal on this part of the course. We did have some attrition. We started today with roughly 55 riders, and I want to say by the time we got to the last lap, we only had, 40, maybe high 30s left. The pro field did really good both days this weekend. We didn't have any crashes. Everybody's like attitude in the Peloton was really good. I didn't hear any like chirping or any guys getting upset with each other. I feel like everybody was like, hey, this is our first weekend of the season. You know, people came into this thing with a really good attitude. It was a good time. There was some scarier crashes and some bigger crashes in some other categories, like, you know, the Cat 4-5 field, the Masters field. But the Pro 123, no issues. Met a lot of cool guys. BS with a bunch of people in the Peloton. It was a good time. Yeah, okay, right here. I'm talking to my buddy Andrew on my right. He rides for Hot Fly Racing, another Charlotte local team. And talking to him, like, we can see the lead car again, and they're probably only now like 300 to 400 yards ahead of us. They're within reach, so they're definitely less than 30 seconds out. And the Peloton really couldn't decide if they wanted to bring him back or not, you know, and honestly, I felt like if I had one more teammate, maybe a couple more teammates, or definitely the confidence to get on front to contribute, I feel like this was probably the time we should have brought them back, because when we make this right-hander, we're gonna have a crosswind, and everyone's just you're gonna start getting people's body language, and like no one's gonna give up wheels. Everyone's gonna jockey for position to get ready for the final sprint. But after we kind of kept it at like 20 miles an hour right here, I realized, like, yeah, I don't think they're coming back. And as a result, they did stay away. Props for them. They were out there for 6 laps by themselves. Turns out they were 2 teammates. One guy was like wearing I don't know if he was wearing a different kit, but he definitely had a vest on. And so when they both attacked, you couldn't tell who, you know, you didn't realize they were on the same team. I didn't realize that until I looked at the results after the race and saw that they were on the same team. I believe it was 2 Velocious riders out of like the Raleigh-Durham area, Winston-Salem area. All right, we just finished the ride. Now we have a direct crosswind. We just went over train tracks and talking to some people. I didn't realize we should have been up further sooner. Turns out that, like, if you want to be contested in the field sprint, especially with a really strong tailwind that we're having today, at those train tracks we just passed, you really want to be top 10, top 15, and have all your organization done and ready to go. I knew this part was going to hurt. I knew I was going to be kind of stuck in the wind, but I didn't want to be blocked in on the right and be limited on where I could move up. I was comfortable being on the left right here, taking a crosswind, and willing to sacrifice some watts to leapfrog a couple people and also have the ability to maneuver. Okay, right in this point, it starts to go downhill slightly until we make this long right-hander, and then it's going to start going back uphill. You can see the speed just went up, a couple miles an hour. We're really picking it up. I'm feeling good in the heart rate. My legs are fairly trashed though from being 2 days on the bike, race pace. And I'm literally just looking for an opportunity to slow up. This perfect little congestion brings me right up towards Bryce. I know I have to be aggressive right here to probably fight for his wheel a little bit. I don't really know what to expect with this tailwind. We start rolling up this hill. Have to put a big dig so I can get on his wheel. I'm still probably 30th wheel right now in the group. You can see Leagues McRae has a good organization on the right. They probably got 3 or 4 riders together on the inside lane right there. Here's the kicker on the hill. It slows down a little bit, but we're still putting out hard watts. It was kind of bad timing. There's a car coming on the opposite lane, so we couldn't fan out as much as we wanted to. Everyone did a really good job, though, like maneuvering by this car that's about to pass and keeping it clean. I was kind of worried we were hauling butt right here going 33. Right now, I'm still probably 30th wheel, 25th, and I am just roasting right now, trying to stay on Bryce as well. I'm doing a terrible job at that. I know there's a lot of congestion in front of me, so I'm looking for guys that are just got done with their pull to be dropping back. You can see it slows right here. Bryce does a good job navigating. I'm on his wheel. And we just grind it out. Nothing spectacular, nothing crazy. You can see how strung out the field is right here. We roll in mid-pack. We're not doing a crazy sprint to get anybody's way. And that's it, guys. Nothing crazy, but I definitely want to show you guys what this course looked like. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Definitely, if you're in the area in the Southeast, come check out this course. It is right off the highway. Man, it's like super easy to ride. Roads are phenomenal. Couldn't recommend it enough. Hincapie Spring Series, Donaldson.